Jackson. Mahalia Jackson is a famous singer in America, and she is one of the people who have colored skin. Yani she is not a white person, and she came in a time that uh, colored people are not allowed to have rights like the other people, because America, remember, America in the past, before 30 years ago or 40 years ago, they had racism, and they consider the white people are the people and the sons of God, and they consider other people they are rubbish and they don't deserve to live. So whenever any person that he is not white, then they don't like him. So they don't allow him to go into the same bus with the white people, not allowed to be served in the same restaurants. Even if you go for a shop or a supermarket and you are a colored person, he will never serve you and he will never give you any food. If you go for any place, if you go for a university or for a school, then they will not allow you to enter that school just because you have different skin. So at that time in America, it was a chaos. Like everybody hated everybody, and no, the colored people didn't have rights that like other people. So it was really chaos. The street was angry, the people were angry, and everybody went to hurt everybody. Until after a while, alhamdulillah, they have a revolution, and at that time, after the revolution, they started to give some rights for what? For the black people again, and things started to be good. After that, they called America the country of freedom. But in the reality, it was anything but freedom. It was just because the revolution, they forced the government to admit their rights. You have to admit our rights as people, as natural and normal people, or we are going to take the government down and to take the country down. That's what happened in America. طيب, we are talking about a very chaotic era, the era that had Mahalia Jackson in that era, and what happened with that lady. But before we start our story, we know that this unit, the third unit, is about inventions and about inventors, of how these people who invented something and have a brilliant idea changed their lives and inspired other people to change their life. Today, we are going to learn about Mahalia Jackson, what she had in her mind, and what kind of idea she had that made other people inspired by her, and what is her story. But before we had that, we have to go through the vocabulary to learn new vocabulary of that story. So, before we take the vocabulary, my girls, who can tell me why we are talking about vocabulary each time we take a new story? Like, what is the benefit for me?
Why? Because like when we write a word,
When we talk with it,
Tala was talking. Just a minute. Hi, Tala.
it was me, Jenna.
so we can
Jana, she was talking. Ya Tala, give her a chance. Hi, Jana.
So we can write a lot of words to
I'm
know a lot
learning words. So if I learn words, what I will do with it, I will write a lot of
of
sentences,
words.
not
Yeah.
words. Okay? So if I learn words, I will put words inside a sentence and inside also a paragraph. So I can use it in writing. Excellent, ya Jana. So the first thing Jana said, that we can use these words in writing. In writing. Excellent, ya Jana. Okay, Tala, tell me, ya Tala. What is other thing that can help me with those vocabulary? Like, what is the benefit for me?
that means the benefit that we are going to have more knowledge.
Yes, so we can expand our knowledge and we have more knowledge. So we have more knowledge about language. Excellent, yeah. Tala. Okay, what else? Who can tell me another benefit?
Me, Amal.
Okay, Amal, tell me.
When we talk with it, and we can learn new words for another words.
Excellent. We can use it in what? In talking to
Talking
whom?
to some people.
Excellent. So we can use it to talk to other people, to native speakers. When you go to other European countries, you know that the English language is the first language in the world that has uh, that has people talking in that language. Yani the people who talk English Among other languages, there are 120 million people around the world. So we have like 120 million. لا more والله 120. Just a minute, let me remember. We have 2 billions. 2 billions people. So 2 billions. So how many? Zero, 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 and then zero, 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 and then zero, zero, zero. So we have 2 billion people talk English around the world. So that's why it's number one language among the world to learn it. Yani if you want to communicate in a better way with many people as much as you can, learn English, because everywhere you go you will find somebody talking English with you, even if they have other languages. Yani if you went for Spania, you will find some people talk English, so you can communicate with them. Of course you don't know how to talk Spanish, but you know how to talk English. And they don't know Arabic, so what is the language that can communicate between you two? Is the English. You know and he know, then you can talk in English. If you go for France, for example, you can have a lot of people talking English. If you go for Germany, you don't know the German language, they don't know Arabic, but they know English. Like this. So English is the language that common and everybody know it around the world. That's why it's the number one language around the world, and that's why we try to take it in a young age so you can practice it as much as you can, and it will be easier for you. Okay, so number three, as Malak said, um, we can use it during the talk with other people. Okay, these are for the benefits and for the objectives why we are learning the vocabulary. But right now, let's go for your reading books. I want you to open this page, sweetie. Um, the page is going to be page 428. 400. I'm going to write it 428 in the reading book. طيب. In the page 428, first we will learn a small skill. This is quite a skill, we explained it before. It's antonyms. Who can tell me what does it mean, antonyms? Can you remember? If I say this drink is cold, no, this drink is hot. Then when I say,
The
oh, this
opposite
is
of
good, no,
what
this
like
is
it
bad.
means.
What is it? Hi, Maria.
The opposite.
Yes, excellent. So antonyms, it means the opposite meaning of the word. So any word you have, there will be opposite for it. That opposite, we call it in English with other words, we call it antonyms. So we can call it the opposite or the antonym. Antonym, it means على طول bring the other meaning of that word. So cold, hot, good, bad, right, wrong, left, right, like this. Okay, this is for the antonyms. طيب, let's go right now and read this story. Who wants to read?
Me, Aman!
Me.
Okay, والله you scared me, so try يلا. You will read, go.
Me, I didn't read for a
Me
long
or
time.
Maria.
يلا أمال. She's the one who
First
shouted.
and then after
It
me.
is it is
Okay,
hard to
Firuz, no problem, huh?
out of the great pain, great muscle
Music. Out of a great
music.
pain, great music.
It is hard to understand how people in the United States ever put up with slavery
Slavery.
slavery since Americans value freedom so slaves every child
No. So, since American value freedom so highly, however,
however for some 20 250 years, African Americans were held as slaves.
slaves,
Slaves. Every child of a slave, from infant to teenager, also became the owner's property. Slaves per, per,
perform,
performed
Uh-huh.
Many jobs from cook to field hand to barber.
To field hand to barber.
To field
Field.
hand to barber.
Excellent.
Slavery caused great sorrow and pain, but it also gave rise to some out of the world's most moving music, spiritual
Spirituals. Spiritual.
spirituals are
Religious.
religious folk, folk songs,
Folk, because the L is silent.
folk
Songs.
songs that began among slaves. They would sing these songs to help praise spirits.
Their
Church
spirits.
gave them place to express their hope for better life to come. The church made powerful
No, no.
music.
The choir. The
The
choir.
choir made powerful music about the hopes.
Excellent.
Slavery
That's
is
enough يا أمال. يلا يا فيروز.
Miss, I didn't read.
Okay, فيروز. Slavery.
Okay, um,
Slavery ended. You can read it from the
slavery
screen.
ended for African Americans. Someone, some, wait, slavery ended for African Americans some 140 years ago. But spir- spirituals remain
Spirituals.
and
Spirituals. Spirituals.
spirituals
Mhm.
remain an important part of life for many African Americans today. People of many races and backgrounds have come to appreciate spirituals.
Mhm.
Many people also love blues music, which also originated from the originated from
Originated.
the
Originated.
originated from the African American experience of slavery. Many African American singers have released recordings of blues music and spirituals that have sold millions of copies all around the world.
Excellent reading, Amal and Feroz. Excellent job. Okay, this small passage is just introduction for our story for today. It's talking about that in the era of about 250 years ago, the people in America didn't have this much of a freedom that they know and they have these days. About 250 years ago, the people at that time they hated themselves and they hated other people who are colored skins, and they have slavery. Slavery is a system that allows you to take another person as your property, which means that, like you buy a car or you buy a house, you can buy another human. And that was okay at that time. Yani the people at that time they lived in slavery, and it was okay for them to buy another human and to make him work for you as a slave and as an animal to do whatever you like to you. And at that time, the people who went under slavery were which people? Do you think the white people or black people?
No, the black
People,
people.
Black
Not
black
fair.
people. So do you think this is fair to do this
No,
to another
it's
human?
just
that is
color.
so much
They're
not fair.
person. They're
Exactly.
human.
Exactly. It's just the color. It's the way that God created him. That doesn't mean that he's
They're
inferior
nice
to you.
that way.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that he's inferior to you or he's ugly or he has to be a slave or a servant. No. But the people at that time, they didn't have education. They didn't know anything about religion.
Manners.
No, no, they didn't know anything about religion that makes them feel that we are all the same. They felt themselves like we are the sons of God and other people are not. They are just demons because they are black.
No, there's
So
nothing
this is
called it.
what they thought. So at that time, before 250 years ago, America, they have the slavery system. So it was hard for people to ever have a career or to have something good for himself or to be a famous person or a great person until they have, after a while, they have something. It's called what? After 140 years ago, people the black people, because they've suffered so much under slavery, they started to go to churches and to go more to be more religious. What does it mean more religious يعني it means that they loved religion more. خلاص, they went back to the church. They were going every Sunday to church and to study the Bible and to read from the Bible some verses and to pray to God. And then the black people started to change. Why? Because right now they started to be more religious and to spread the religion between their families. And then after a while, they have some music blended with the Bible. يعني they started to sing some of the Bible that they have. Bible, by the way, is the holy book that we have. Like we are Muslims, we have the book of Quran. You know
Yeah,
that. But the other people who are
yeah.
Christians, who are not Muslims, they have their own holy book. Their holy book is Bible, Injil. The thing is about Bible and about also another book. It's called Old Testimony, which is a Talmud, a Torah, wal Injil, wal Quran. It's all from God. You have to know that, my girls. It's all from God. But what happened to Injil and Torah, that it was
I
changed.
know.
It
I
was
know the
changed.
story.
Yeah, let me explain it for the girls who doesn't know, please, and then
Okay.
you can share. So At-Tawrat and Injil and Al-Quran, they were all from God. But the thing is about Injil and Tawrat, it was changed. How it changed? Yani the people bring the book of Bible and then they removed some of the words and they put other words from their head. خلاص? And then they give it for other people, they sell it with some money. And they said, you see, I have a Bible, and this Bible, I saw it, and I read it, and now I will give it to you. Give me some money, I will give it to you. The people started to buy the Bible and to exchange it between each another. And after a while, they found that the word of God is changed. When God said for you, for example, don't drink, don't do something bad, and then they changed that and they said it's okay to drink, it's okay to do something bad. You are going to heaven anyway. So the people started to learn something wrong, wrong, wrong. And that's why Allah after that sent Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he brought with him Quran, and he made the Quran saved. And he said, إنا أنزلنا هذا الذكر إنا نحن نزلنا الذكر وإنا له لحافظون, which means that God promised this time about Quran that it will never change and nobody can change it. Why? Because the language of Quran nobody can imitate. Nobody can change it. Not like Injil and Talmud. Injil and Talmud was easy for them, but for Quran, he made something that nobody in the world can imitate. So that's why now we have this Quran, we have this Bible, and we have different religion. But in the core, we are all Muslims. Yani those Christian people, they are aslan supposed to be Muslims, but because they have wrong book between their hands, they become like this. So those people, the black people, however, when they read from the Bible, they started to back to God and they said, God is our own savior. He's the one who's going to save us from this. So they started to sing about God and about religion and about heaven. And people, the sad people, started to hear that and to like it. That's why that kind of a music, it's called blues. It's a type of music, blues. Okay, that kind of a music. And why they call it blues? Because it was coming out of sadness and gloomy, because those people were so much sad. So when they made this music, they called it blue, because it comes out of a blue. When you are so sad, your face become like a blue and there's no color on it. So that's why they call their music blues. And the blues spreaded that much and all the people liked it. And after that, some black people that the white people didn't want them even to talk, now they are famous and the world is changing. And let's see what happened in that story. But before that, my girls, we have these words. We have religious, choir. We have appreciate, choir, right here. You will say, Miss, like there is C and H. Why we didn't say cha? No, this word, it's written in a way and pronounced in a different way. So you will not say choir, you will say choir. Choir is a band of people who sing together. We call it a choir. So we have religious, choir, appreciate, and released, slavery, teenager, and barber. Let's go to have the meaning of them. Yes,
Can
Rana, you wanted to say something, or who's talking?
can I read after you learn the
Of
meaning
course,
of
I
the
will let you
word?
all read. All of you, you're going to read. Just a minute. Okay, my girls. The first word we have is religious. Religious, it means that much interested in the belief, study, and worship of God or gods. Because every religion have their own gods. The Buddha, for example, they have a god that they made a statue of it and they call it Buddha. And they don't worship Allah Aslan. For the Christians, they choose to worship another person, which is Jesus, who is the prophet. They call that it's the Son of God. For the Jewish people, they have another God for them, and they call it Ezra. So every people they have their own religion. Like what does it mean religious? The word religious, which means that you are interested in your religion. يعني you are studying so much in your religion. You try to worship your God. So when I say this person is religious, معناها متدين. It comes from the word religion, which is الدين. So religious, which means that you are interested in religion. Then we have barber. Barber is the person who cuts the hair for other people. When you go for a salon to fix your hair, we call that person barber. And then we have appreciate. Appreciate is think highly of, value, and enjoy. Then we have released, which is permitted to be published and shown, sold. Yani, for example, I released an album, it means I published an album. I released the book, it means I published a book. Then slavery. Slavery, it's the act of having another human and consider it your property and to make him work without pay, yani without money. He was working for free for you. Teenager, a person in his or her teens, like you are right now. After maybe 2 years or so, you will be in the middle of the teenagers. Choir is a group of singers who sing together, often in a church service, like those people. You'll find it mostly in the church. Okay, my girls, right now I want you to go to your books and to open the page 200.
Page 213.
Thank you, my assistant Amal. Thank you so much. You're a cool person. Okay, 213. This is the page, please. Okay, and you will go for page 213 in the notebook. Okay, my girls, we have the first question says, choose the words from the box that goes with the right definition. We have appreciate, barber, choir, released, religious, slavery, teenager. What do you think? The first one, it says what? Hiya, Judy. Judy, are you there? Judy.
Yes, yes.
Yes, Judy. Number one for you.
Think highly of
Think highly of somebody and you thank him so much for what he did for you. What we call it?
appreciate.
Appreciate. Excellent, my girl. So we have appreciate.
Miss, I know the next one.
Okay, and then we have
Maria.
number two. Hi, Maria. The condition?
The condition of being owned by another person and being made to work without wages. Slavery.
Without wages. Okay, slavery. Excellent. Yalla ya Tina, number three for you. Come on, Tina.
Okay. The
Devoted.
devoted to religion. Religions.
Religious. Excellent job. So we have religious. Great job, my girl. Yalla ya Mariana. Hi, Mariana. Number four.
Singers who sing together often in a church service. Choir.
Choir. Excellent, my girl. So it is a choir. Great job.
Miss, I
Number
know the
five,
next
Judy.
one.
Judy Rida. Yalla, number five for you. Judy. Yalla, number five for you, sweetie. Okay, read number five. A person.
Person in his or her teens.
Okay, a person in his or her teens. What we call him?
Teenager.
Teenager. Excellent, my champion. Very good. So we call him teenager. Teenager. Excellent, my girl. Okay, right now let's go for number six for Tala. Yalla ya Tala. Now you are going to match the definition Match each word on the left with the word that has a similar meaning on the right. So, number
Okay.
6.
Released, published.
Published. Very good. So we have released and published go together.
Miss,
Very
can
good.
I do number 7?
Number
Miss, did you want?
Aman.
Miss, I know. Barber, hair cutter.
This is the page, whoever asking about it, 213 in the notebook. Barber
Okay.
ya Aman is what?
Hair cutter.
Barber hair cutter. Excellent job. يلا يا فيروز.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Appreciate.
Okay. Appreciate is which one? Spiritual or singer or value? I appreciate
Spiritual.
what you did. I appreciate what you did for me. You were so nice to me. Thank you. So you are valuing this
Spiritual.
person or spiritual?
Value, 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 value.
Value. Yes, excellent. طيب جود شريف, number 9 for you. Choir. What does it mean, choir? Is it spiritual or singers?
I know.
She knows.
No.
يا جود. جود الشريف, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sweetie. Yeah. Now it's your turn. Number 9. Choir. What does it mean, choir? Spiritual or singers?
Singers.
Singers. Excellent, because it's band of singers singing together. And the last one, yeah.
Hey.
I know.
Yeah. Who's else?
Spiritual.
Spiritual is the last one. Excellent. So we have singers,
It's really obvious.
and then we have spiritual. Is it easy busy?
Yes.
Yeah.
And squeezy.
Squiddy.
Okay, my girls. You have another class right now. I have to go, and I will leave you, inshallah, to come in the last period to complete the story of Mahalia Jackson and to have interesting view of
Okay.
history. Until then, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.